Angry parents shut down Soweto's Thubelihile High School today. That's because their children have been learning in mobile classrooms for 5 years. They say renovations are never ending. The Gauteng Education Department says the project had an allocated budget, but it was never completed. Our reporter Heidi Giokos following the story for us. She joins us now live. So Heidi, 5 years for repairs that never got done, basically. How are learners feeling about the conditions in which they are having to learn?
Not happy at all, Shahan, and this is why they decided to basically shut down the school for one day. We know that they decided to opt not to be in school today because they felt as though this issue needed the attention of the Department of Education in the province and anybody else who would be willing to just listen to them. Going around the school and seeing the state of the school, it's shocking to find that learners were subjected to this kind of environment. How do you expect pupils to learn in this environment where they are being taught in mobile classrooms? Yes, that is an alternative solution, but that is not the solution. And this is why 12 million rand was allocated by the Department of Education in the province for this particular school to be built 5 years ago. And that still has not happened. What's even more shocking is the fact that you have parents and, or rather the pupils indicating that they are top of their district. They perform extremely well. They have almost 100% matric pass rate every year, despite the circumstances that they are subjected to. If you just look at these visuals we are showing you now, this is the school that these learners have to go to every single day and either brave the heat or the cold, because when it's extremely hot, it's even hotter in these mobile classrooms. When it's cold, it's very cold in those classrooms. The rain gets through. There's no proper windows because most of them are broken. There's no proper bathroom facilities. And they are saying enough is enough. We can't do this anymore. We got a chance to speak to two of the learners. Let's listen into what they had to say.
The school itself is vandalized. Nothing is great. It's bad. Since from grade 8 till now, nothing has changed. I mean, it's almost whole 4 years here at Thubelihile. And what's worse, that Thubelihile has been performing every year. They are upgrading their marks each and every year. But then still, we are not recognized. Nothing is changing. What's going on? Because we are trying our level best. Our marks are on the top of the chart, but then nothing's happening. Why? Why us?
Yeah, we're hoping to go back in school because now even we're starting to rise. But so we are doing this so that people can also help us, so that the government can help us build the school and come back.
It's really shocking because I was looking at the video while we have up of that mobile classroom. You showed us visuals inside and the bathroom. The roof, when you talk about it being hot, it'll be very hot inside or cold, very cold inside. Evident why. So what's the department saying about this? Because surely if they had money allocated for this project, they should have kept monitoring the situation to make sure it was done properly.
This is the big question, Shahan. Why was this left to the very last minute, and why must it be crisis mode before there's any kind of intervention? But true eNCA style, we got the Department of Education out to the school today. Spokesperson Steve Mabona saying that it's not the responsibility of the department to build the schools and allocate the schools. It's their responsibility to provide educators and to make sure that learners are in a conducive environment. However, he's indicated that the curriculum must be respected and there should be no disruption to schooling. But how do you expect learners to be subjected to this kind of environment, not for 6 months, not for 1 month, not for 1 year, but 5 years? And the department is almost expressing its frustration with the parents of Thubelihile High School to say that they understand their frustration, but there's nothing they can do as the department because they've allocated 12 million rand. However, they have to get the Department of Infrastructure to sort this problem out. And they've indicated that it's up to them now to make sure that the building is done and the school is completed, which has not happened. So the Gauteng Education Department indicating that they understand this is regrettable and it's a very unfortunate situation, but why only now are they going to intervene? They are now planning to provide more additional mobile classrooms by the end of May. So by June, they're saying there'll be more mobile classrooms. And the reason for this is because this particular school is still on rotational learning because there's not enough classrooms to accommodate the over 1,000 pupils. Let's listen into what Gauteng Education said.
We can't sugarcoat it. The situation is bad here. The infrastructure is indeed bad. It doesn't look good at all. And we have budgeted appropriately for this project to be implemented. But you will understand that education, the focal point is in the classroom. We don't deliver buildings, but we've got an implementing agent, Department of Infrastructure. On this one, we really need to say, regrettably, they could not finalize this project, which we understand that probably now the contract has been terminated because of the delays and all other reasons that they would put. But as education, we have then resorted to delivering mobile units.
So that's not fixing the problem, because you're delivering more mobile units and then you're going to say, we're waiting for the infrastructure department to actually come and do its job. So what is that department saying about what's happening?
Yeah, so we tried to get on-camera response from the Department of Infrastructure in the province, and they've responded about an hour ago to say that they are in an urgent meeting that's about to take place, and they will discuss this particular project. They are not in a position to discuss anything further about this project because they are in the process of terminating the contract, which is really interesting, Shahan, because the parents told us that they were told by the Department of Infrastructure last year already that the contractors, the contract is going to be terminated and they need to find a new contractor, which means they're probably going to have to start all over again to find a new contractor, allocate new money, because we don't even know where that 12 million rand is and whether or not the department has been able to recoup that money because the contractor was unable to finish this project. And what is this going to mean for pupils? At the end of the day, they are the ones that are impacted. So not much response from the Department of Infrastructure, but basically saying they're in the process of terminating the contract. There's a legal process underway, and they cannot speak further until that process is done. But again, you have the Department of Education in a difficult position because now they need to provide mobile classrooms because they cannot be subjecting these pupils to these conditions. However, the pupils now have to again squash themselves into mobile classrooms just so that they can have teaching and learning not disrupted.
You know, I reckon both officials from both these departments need to be ashamed of their lack of oversight role on this project. The Education Department can't really absolve itself from it entirely because they don't build the classrooms. They also have a responsibility to make sure that learners are in proper classrooms, and they did not ensure that happened in this case. 5 years is way too long to deal with something like this. Thanks for the report. Appreciate it. Heidi Giokos.